Hello and welcome to my newest episode, my newest vlog episode. It's been some time, so I have some new stories to tell. And today I have my episode planned out in a book, so it's my first time kind of following instructions. I wasn't done my makeup. I was going to finish it here on the screen. So I'm almost done. Basically, I wanted to show how I do my eyeshadow. Basically, I just apply a bunch of makeup, then I put some lipstick, and then I put some lipstick on my nose, and a little bit on my cheekbones, and I do like this a little bit. And the eyebrows, and the eyeshadow, well, I was just about finishing of blending it. It feels good to do that for a long time. And it's never fully blended. I can always blend it more. I've never reached a point where I couldn't have blended it more. I don't know. Well, there's other stuff to do, so I'll put on my mascara now. I like starting at the bottom. And so what is new with me? Oh yeah. First topic is heavy. I wanted to do a self-call out. Me, bad. Self-call out, oh my god. Okay, am I ready? Yeah, well, when I started this vlog, I also downloaded TikTok, and I don't know, actually I know, my last TikTok post was very sketch, and I'm self-calling out, and I really need to log into TikTok ASAP, because I have a new phone, and I haven't been on my social media apps because I can't download apps, and the phone is giving me some trouble. The iPhone 5S that I bought, and whatever. I tried buying an LG, but it didn't work, and the guy doesn't want to reimburse me, so boo. I still can't download apps, but I should borrow someone's phone to log into TikTok and solve that situation. Because my last video was sketch, insensitive, and uselessly violent. It's basically me squishing desserts on a hat. And at the time, I was with a bad girl, and her name is Charlotte, and I don't appreciate that friend in my life. Just sorry for. I just wanted to throw shade on Charlotte. I don't know any good Charlotte. There's only bad Charlottes in my life. Well, there's only one Charlotte, and she's really bad. A really bad friend. And I took her to LA with me twice, and she really betrayed my trust. And another girl I took to LA with me, her name was Brittany. And what do they both have in common? They both went to LA with me, and they both have no soul. Well, I'm done speaking about Charlotte. Oh, also her name on one social media app, I think Instagram, is Supplement Source, and it really describes her well because she's the kind to associate with narcissists and connect narcissists with vulnerable persons that are vulnerable to be supplement sources to narcissists. It's she knows she's bad Charlotte. That was my first story, but I'm trying to divert the shade towards Charlotte. Well, it's me who had a confession of a bad TikTok post I made that I need to remove because it's just bad taste. It's not even funny, and like I can do so much better. And it was uselessly violent. It's like when a joke is uselessly violent, just don't give up the project and like don't be edgy. That's our message. And like I feel really bad and guilty for like letting TikTok go to my head and thinking I was interesting. I was just very, very aggressive, and like I was putting it out on a bunch of strangers that I don't know on a social media app. It's like making myself look very bad, like, and careless. Because Charlotte is very bad and careless. I was with her when I did the video. I don't know, she was like encouraging me. Well, still, I was still there. And I'm still the one that posted the video. And like, why? I think I wanted some drama in the comments, but no drama happened, which is good. It's like, what was I doing? I have to erase this post. I feel very embarrassed. At least this is YouTube, and like nobody watches me on YouTube, and like, yeah, that's good. Second story is a true story about my breakouts in the summer. Yeah, I think I reacted to a hair dye, and also I was drinking a lot of energy drinks and like being not hydrated during this summer, and the sickness in the atmosphere made me have lots of breakouts. And actually last episode I was talking about my breakouts as I was talking about doing my hair. Like, actually I need to redo my hair. I think the color is like strange. Well, we don't see it. It's confusing. I'll do it really soon again. I want to do it like blue, actually. Oh, what am I saying? It looks fine. It's like a gray, brown, purple, like a little bit, like really dried up weed. Like there's no green left, just purple and brown. Oh, so my mom saw me in my breakouts on the skin, and she panicked, and she felt like I was on hard drugs, and she didn't want to listen to me. And I don't know, I was having allergic reactions to my mom. She was like driving me nuts, and I was like, just leave me alone, screaming for my freedom away from her. And she was like always very like intrusive, and she would come visit me at my apartment without warning, just as a visitor, like, hi, I'm here now, I'm worried for you. So it's like she didn't trust me, even though like I don't do anything of my day. It doesn't mean that I'm taking hard drugs. I'm just very like mellow, like I don't do much, just hang around with my cat, and like and so I started ignoring her, and like for 4 days I didn't answer her calls and her texts, and I was like, whatever, like she doesn't need to know. And on those same days I was kind of like scared of like my neighbors, or my landlord, Prince, like mainly my landlord. But I don't want to get into that. But I was scared that he had the key to my house and he would come inside my apartment when I wasn't there and like trouble my cat. And maybe that was like me bad tripping all alone. But I think it was true. I think it was true at least once. Anyway, so I would take my cat with me when I would leave the house. I don't know. And I decided I needed some self-care, and I need to go out to see a friend. And so my friend's like, okay, go get ready. And then I'm ready to go out, so I'm leaving without my cat for the first time almost. And basically there's like cop cars waiting for me in the front, and they're like, we're calling an ambulance because your mom is worried for you. I'm like, well, if she's worried for me, you can give me a ride to her house and I'll just tell her I'm fine. They're like, no, she thinks you're on hard drugs, so we have to go get you evaluated at the psychiatric hospital. I'm like, no, I don't want to. I refuse to go. I'm staying home. And They're like, no, we have to force you. So I'm like, and I was on my way to go see my friend, like, in Chinatown. Like, it was like before the second lockdown. We were about to go to a restaurant anyway. It was this summer. I was really pissed off. I had to go to the hospital. And I stayed there 3 days. That was my first time. That was during the summer. And the psychiatrist and the social worker were so mean to me. I don't remember exactly, but they screamed at me. Yeah, I remember they screamed at me and they're like, stop your baby voice. Your baby voice isn't going to work with us. And I was like, I'm not doing a baby voice. I'm just very intimidated. And like, they're like, it's not going to work with us. I'm like, what? And I managed to convince them because I took a paper and pen and like this showed that I was organized, that I was planning out to move out, and I was looking for apartments and packing my boxes, and I made a to-do list, and they're like, okay, you're a coherent human being, you can go back home. So like, yay. So I go back home. Why did I get scared? I was scared at my apartment. It had been months that I wanted to move out, and I'm like, I'm not moving out fast enough. And I couldn't focus on making my boxes. I just wanted to like escape the situation, and like, so I wanted to spend a few days with a friend, but she turned out to be not a friend. And I won't even mention her. She's not even worth it. But like, she made me so scared. I went back home, and the next morning my mom shows up as a surprise and like knocks on my door, and is like acting all emotionally controlling. Like, you have to open the door. I'm here to help you pack your boxes. I'm like, okay. She's like, okay. And I brought you a sandwich. A bad me. I was like, oh my gosh, yay. But then she's like, try to eat it. And then it made me offended. Like, you think I don't know how to eat a sandwich? Like, why are you saying try to eat it? And that made me mad. It was like such a small thing, but it's just like the fact that she was at my house uninvited made me like easily angry at her. And she's like, I have to go to the bank, I'll be right back, but just eat a sandwich and relax, and then we'll start the boxes. I'm like, okay. And she goes to the bank or something, and then someone knocks on my door, and I think it's my mom, and I'm like, hello, is this my mom? And they're like, nope, it's the police again. It's the police. I'm like, oh no, not you guys. Fuck off. Oops. Sorry, YouTube. I'm like, no, I'm not opening the door for you guys. I didn't do anything. They're like, no, your mom just called. She's very worried. She thinks you're a psychotic breakdown. Something. It's like, I'm just angry at her having a teenage fight back. Just like, leave my bubble. You're in my space. Like, I'm very old. I don't need you to come and like bother me and stress me. And like, she doesn't know how to help. She wants to help, but it usually ends up me taking care of her when I spend time with her. That's how I feel. And like, her like rushing me and not really listening to me. I didn't like it, and I wanted to plan my boxes on my own. And so she went to the bank, but she actually went and called an ambulance. Like, she called 911 on me because apparently I was scaring her, but like, she was irrationally scared because I was not scary. I was just setting my boundaries, saying like, back off, whatever. She was delirious to think that I was scary. I wasn't scary. I was just putting up with her in a ways that she wasn't used to or she didn't enjoy. And so I told the police no, and they're like, okay, just open the door, miss. So I opened the door, and like, there's like 4 of them, like girls and boys, and I'm like, what? Don't you guys think I look normal? I'm just trying to eat my sandwich. And like, suddenly I was hungry. I'm like, I'm eating a sandwich now. Just leave me alone. They're like, no, we're forcing you to the hospital. There's no, you have to get evaluated by a psychiatrist. We're not a doctor. We can't evolve if you're safe. We can't figure out if you're safe or not for your own self. I'm like, I know I'm safe for my own self. And they're like, we don't know because we're not the psychiatrist. You need to meet the psychiatrist. Only his opinion right now is valid. So, and I was angry, so I took my skateboard in my hands and wore it as a shield. Like, back off, guys. Like, no, you won't catch me. And they're like, oh, are you holding a weapon? And they pushed me against the wall and handcuffed me. And like, I was screaming and my cat was hidden, so I couldn't say bye to him. And they just closed the door. They're like, don't worry, your mom will take care of you. It's your apartment and the cat. I'm like, ah. I was screaming and sad. And at the second hospital, and I spent like 7 days at a hospital called Notre Dame, like the cathedral that burnt in Paris, except that we're in North America. We're here. Notre Dame was very evil to me. Like they tied me down. My first time also tied me up and poked me with the needles. I'm like, what is this? What are you poking me with? What's the meds? They're like, don't worry, it's vitamin D, vitamin C, don't worry. And I'm like, you're lying to me. I'm allowed to know, no, I wasn't. And when I went to the hospital, I still had my sandwich in my hand. I'm like, let me eat it. They're like, no, you're tied up, you can't eat your sandwich. And I started calling the nurses names, like, bitch, like, and like telling everyone they were assholes for like tying me up, that they had no right to think I'm dangerous, that they were just being cruel. And they're like, oh yeah, you think that's cruel? We're taking your sandwich away from you. No dinner for you, no food for you, because you're too insulting. Like, you'll show you, like, you can't be impolite at the hospital. So I was crying, and then they poked me more with more needles because I wasn't calming down. So they poked me many times, and then I woke up like 2 days later from like a